3 Spider-Man games: Marvel Spider-Man, Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2. And according to the latest news, Insomniac will continue to make more Marvel games for PlayStation, and I gotta say, that's really exciting. Insomniac gave us incredible Spider-Man titles. Sure, Spider-Man 2 didn't receive the same universal praise as the first, but I still loved it. And now, after they finish up Wolverine, there's so much potential for who could come next. So here are the Marvel characters I like to see Insomniac Games bring to life next. X-23. X-23 is a character I really got into after her appearance in Logan. Daphne King did amazing playing her, and she showed us a new kind of ferocity. Unlike Wolverine, X-23 has 2 claws in each hand, and 1 in each foot. Her skeleton isn't laced with adamantium, and she assassinations. And with the gore level Insomniac's bringing to the upcoming Wolverine game, imagine how intense an X-23 title could be. Still, Wolverine remains my favorite, but X-23 still stands beside him as one of the most dangerous mutants out there. The Punisher! Now this one could be brutal. A Punisher game from Insomniac could easily be one of the most gory and graphic Marvel games ever, just like the Netflix series. Frank Castle's story fits perfectly in a grounded, dark, next-gen world. His abilities: Master Marksman and Swordsman, Expert Hand-to-Hand Combatant, and Martial Artist, USMC Infantry Training. Imagine how bloody and violent it could get. With shooting, stabbing, and using the environment as a weapon, you could fight with your fist, use enemy weapons, or improvise with pipes, knives, or even tools around you. Punisher could use military-grade equipment, stole weapons from criminals, and gear crafted by his allies, the same ones who helped him maintain his arsenal. Adding a character like Dina Madani from the Netflix series, and the story could hit even harder. Picture it, a gritty, mature, third-person game where you decide how far Frank Castle will go for vengeance. Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider would be pure chaos, roaring across city streets with a flaming chain and an iconic skull blazing in the night. I played a PS2 game back in the day, and even though the movies didn't grab me much, I've always liked the character, the visual, the powers, the Hellfire attacks. Just imagine that on PS5 with Insomniac's engine. Ghost Rider's powers and abilities include superhuman strength, agility, stamina, reflexes, speed, endurance, and durability. Proficiency in hand-to-hand combat, highly experienced motorcyclists, and vulnerability to fire. Ability to project both regular and ethereal flame, travel between interdimensional realms and across any surface. Immortality and regeneration, the Penance Stare, resurrection, use of enchanted motorcycle, chain, and shotgun. He can imbue almost anything with Hellfire, transforming everyday objects into weapons of pure destruction. His chain can extend infinitely, morph into other weapons, or even shoot from his mouth. His health cycle is a weapon of its own, able to drive on its own, return at his command, shoot chains, and scale walls, defying physics itself. It can even ride across water, or under it. He's used a Hellfire shotgun capable of liquefying enemies with one shot, and he can hell charge other vehicles, trucks, or excavators into flaming death machines. He can even project Hellfire from his eyes, hands, or mouth, creating devastating fireballs and walls of flame. Imagine what a Ghost Rider would be like now compared to the PS2 version. It would be a completely new experience. Insomniac can turn it into the ultimate mix of action, horror, and supernatural chaos. Pure vengeance unleashed. Iron Man. Iron Man is a character I have gotten into ever since Robert Downey Jr. brought him to life in the MCU. His attitude, his brilliance, his style, everything about him screams confidence and genius. His abilities make him one of the most fascinating heroes in Marvel history. Genius-level intellect, proficient scientist and engineer, master strategist and inventor, utilizes power armor suits with advanced AI systems. Iron Man's powers come from his high-tech armor, granting him superhuman strength, durability, and flight. Each suit is armed with repulsor rays, missile systems, sonic blasts, and electromagnetic pulses. But Tony's real power comes from his mind, his genius that lets him constantly evolve and build better, smarter, and deadlier technology. Sure, EA Motive Studio has an Iron Man game in development, but if Insomniac made one, it could bring Iron Man to a whole new level compared to anything we've seen before. Not just one suit, but a variety of suits, each with unique abilities and weapon systems. Heavy armor for full-on war, stealth armor for infiltration, and flight suits for high-speed sky battles. We could see Happy Hogan, Pepper Potts, Ironheart, Riri Williams, and War Machine James Rhodes creating team dynamic and emotional story in the heart of the MCU. Imagine soaring through the skies, switching between suits mid-flight, and customizing armor piece by piece, powered by Tony's unmatched genius. Insomniac could give us the ultimate Iron Man experience, one that doesn't make you just feel like the hero, but makes you think like him too. Black Widow. Black Widow is a character I've really gotten into ever since she appeared in the first Avengers movie. Scarlett Johansson nailed the role. She's more than just a spy, she's one of the most dangerous assassins in the Marvel Universe. Her abilities include expert markswoman and mastery of multiple weapons, expert martial arts and hand-to-hand combatant, slowed aging and enhanced immune system, expert spy and infiltrator, equipment via gadgets granting electroshock weapons, explosives, grappling hook, knockout gas, and radio transmitter. A Black Widow game from Insomniac could mix stealth, close quarters combat, and tactical espionage, something like Splinter Cell meets Spider-Man. Imagine sneaking into enemy facilities, silently taking down foes, or using gadgets in cinematic fast-paced action sequences. There's so much story potential. Black Widow has deep ties to Daredevil, Hawkeye, and the Winter Soldier. We could see those characters appear as allies or even rivals throughout the game, each bringing their own fighting styles, emotional depth, and shared history with Natasha. Daredevil. Daredevil, a blind hero with superhuman senses, agility, and reflexes. We never had a Daredevil game, and honestly, Insomniac could make it one of the best superhero experiences ever. His abilities: superhuman senses, agility, and reflexes, echolocative radar sense, master martial artist, stick fighter, and acrobat. Expert in criminology, law, and police procedures. Uses a billy club with multi-purpose functions. A Daredevil game could be incredible, dark, moody, and atmospheric, like a mix of Batman Arkham and Spider-Man. Uses radar sense for detective-style gameplay, hearing heartbeats through walls, identifying lies, and stalking enemies in the shadows. Switch between Daredevil and Matt Murdock, investigating crimes during the day as a lawyer, then taking the fighting to the streets at night. I can see Insomniac adding the option to choose any suit you want to wear for the entire game. Stealth suits, reinforced suits, tactical suits, total freedom. Supporting cast: Karen Page, Foggy Nelson, Elektra, Ultimate Showdown, Bullseye, high stakes, skill testing, battles. Black Panther. Black Panther is a character I got into when he first appeared in Captain America: Civil War. Even though it's heartbreaking that Chadwick Boseman passed away in 2020, his legacy lives on. His powers include enhanced strength, endurance, speed, agility, and reflexes, master martial artist and tactician, genius-level intellect, access to the knowledge and experience of every previous Black Panther, vibranium suit, and equipment. A Black Panther game could be breathtaking, taking place in Wakanda and other locations, blending open world exploration with stealth and tactical combat. Glide across jungle canopies, sneak through enemy compounds, or engage in high-intensity combat. using vibranium claws and advanced tech. Shuri could appear as a key ally, providing upgrades, gadgets, and strategic support. Stealth gameplay, cinematic storytelling, and exploration could make it a true Marvel open-world experience. Thor. Thor, God of Thunder, wielder of Mjolnir, and Stormbreaker, Master of Storms. His powers: superhuman strength, durability, speed, reflexes, control over lightning and storms, skilled combatant with Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, flight via hammer or personal movement, immortality, and Asgardian knowledge. A Thor game could feature Asgard, Midgard, and other realms with cinematic traversal and epic open-world combat. Summon storms, throw Mjolnir, Stormbreaker, obliterate hordes, and face god-level bosses. Supporting characters: Jane Foster, Loki, Odin, Valkyrie, Frigga, allies, mentors, or rivals influencing story and missions. Insomniac could make Thor's story a mythological Marvel adventure with cinematic set pieces and epic battles. Captain America. Captain America, the symbol of hope, courage, and strategy. His story could take place in the Golden Age, the Silver Age revival, or the 2000s, giving players multiple eras of experience. Abilities: peak human strength, agility, endurance, and reflexes. Master martial artist and hand-to-hand combatant. Expert tactician and leader. Vibranium shield with offensive and defensive capabilities. Gameplay could go beyond what other companies have done, not just throwing the shield at enemies, but using his martial arts and strategic combat to take them down. Combine stealth, shield physics-based combat, and environmental interaction, ricocheting his shield, deflecting projectiles, and using hand-to-hand skills to disarm enemies. Imagine cinematic missions across historical wartime, locations, modern cities, and secret operations, blending open-world combat, tactical strategy, and heroic storylines. Deadpool, the merc with a mouth. A game here could be brutal and gory, just like the movie starring Ryan Reynolds, because Deadpool is really violent. Abilities: superhuman healing factor, master martial artist and swordsman, expert marksman with dual pistols and other firearms, breaking the fourth wall, humor and commentary interrogated into gameplay. Deadpool wouldn't just shut up. The game could be packed with funny, meta, and chaotic moments. Use swords for melee combat and pistols or other guns for ranged attacks, slicing and shooting enemies in visceral, over-the-top ways. Voice acting could be Ryan Reynolds or Nolan North, or maybe someone new, keeping the irreverent humor alive. Imagine a story full of insane cinematic set pieces, fourth wall breaking mechanics, and Deadpool healing mid-battle while still taunting his enemies. Hulk, the unstoppable force. Players might switch between Bruce Banner and Hulk, using brains and brawn to solve challenges. Abilities: superhuman strength, stamina, durability, regeneration, and resistance to injury. Hand-to-hand combat expertise on a massive scale. Supporting characters could include Betty Ross and Thaddeus Ross, giving personal stakes and story depth. Imagine open-world destruction like never before, smashing cars, tearing buildings apart, and creating environmental chaos. Enemies like Abomination would challenge your raw power, and the military forces from other games could appear, escalating battles. Cinematic large-scale environmental destruction and dynamic physics would make Hulk gameplay truly next-gen. Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch, a character I got into when she appeared in Avengers Age of Ultron, with Elizabeth Olsen doing an amazing job. I could see her twin brother Quicksilver appearing in the game as well. Abilities: reality manipulation, telekinesis and telepathy, energy projection, and hex powers. Flight. Her game could explore surreal, mind-bending environments, warping reality, manipulating objects to solve puzzles or defeat enemies, and combining telekinesis with energy projection in cinematic combat. Imagine using chaos magic to reshape the battlefield, create illusions, and control enemy movements. Insomniac could really push the limits of what a superhero game can be. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ant-Man, Scott Lang, and Wasp, Hope Van Dyne, bring size-shifting gameplay like no other. Ant-Man's abilities shrink to microscopic size or grow to gigantic proportions, maintain normal strength at small size, telepathic communication with ants, controlling them for various tasks, genius-level intellect and problem-solving. The Wasp's abilities, flight and agility, no need for ants to fly, bioelectric stingers, size-shifting, and enhanced combat. Imagine shrinking to pass through tiny spaces, fighting enemies at small or huge sizes, and using ants to fly or manipulate the environment like in the movie. Some atomic universes could be explored, adding unique, surreal settings. If Ant-Man is first, Wasp might not appear until a second game, or it could be Janet Van Dyne instead of Hope. Gameplay could involve cooperative, switching, or tactical problem solving with size-shifting mechanics. X-Men. The X-Men. Cyclops, Jean Grey, Storm, Beast, and more. Abilities: Cyclops, Optic Blast for range destruction. Jean Grey, telekinesis and psychic powers to manipulate objects and enemies. Storm, atomic kinesis, controlling weather to attack or hinder enemies. Beast, genius intellect, agility, strength, and acrobatic combat abilities. Gameplay could focus on team-based missions, allowing players to switch between characters, combining solo gameplay, team synergy, stealth, combat, and environmental manipulation. Cinematic abilities could let each X-Men member shine, moving debris, controlling elements, teleporting, or smashing through obstacles. Unique powers would encourage creative approaches to each encounter, emphasizing strategy as well as action. Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four: Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, and Ben Grimm. Abilities: Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, stretching for puzzle solving, crowd control, and multi-target combat. Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, invisibility for stealth, shields to protect herself and allies, strategic combat support. Johnny Storm, Human Torch, pyrokinesis, flight, setting environments ablaze. Ben Grimm, The Thing, superhuman strength, durability, it's clobbering time for epic combat sequences. Gameplay could combine teamwork, puzzle solving, and combo attacks. Reed could reach multiple enemies or solve multi-step environmental puzzles. Sue could become invisible to sneak past enemies or shield civilians during chaos. Johnny could burn obstacles and enemies soaring through levels dynamically. Ben could smash through barriers, lift objects to protect allies, and use his sheer power in combat-heavy scenarios. Cinematic team-based missions would let players combine individual powers with group synergy, emphasizing creativity, chaos, and fun in true Fantastic Four style. Insomniac has already mastered Spider-Man and is bringing Wolverine to life next. Looking at everything they could do, from X-23's stealth to Punisher's brutality, Ghost Rider's chaos, Iron Man's genius, Black Widow's espionage, and beyond, it's clear that we're only seeing the beginning of something bigger than ever. If there's one studio capable of building the ultimate Marvel gaming universe, it's Insomniac Games.